President Glickman, members of the Board of Regents for Higher Education, graduating class, ladies and gentlemen, the 53rd commencement exercise of Manchester Community College is in session. I ask you to stand and remain standing for the national anthem. Welcome to Manchester Community College. In the event of an emergency, exits are located in the front and rear of the auditorium. Under no circumstances may anyone stand in the aisles. Food and beverages are prohibited in the auditorium.
Welcome, and please be seated. On behalf of the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities, governed by the Board of Regents for Higher Education, the faculty and staff of Manchester Community College, it's my honor, my pleasure, and my privilege to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the college's 2017 graduates. We are here in a formal convocation to recognize these students who, through their determination and effort, have earned their associate's degrees and/or certificates. And tonight marks the most important ceremony that we hold at the college, and I'm proud to be here and to celebrate you, the graduating class of 2017. And tonight I'd like to recognize our graduating veterans and active military men and women. It's my honor to wear their blue and gold stole to show how proud we are to honor them. And I would ask those graduates and all of the veterans in our audience and in our overflow rooms to please stand to be recognized. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize those students who are first-generation college students, the first in your family to attend college. Please stand. And while today is truly about you, our graduates, you haven't reached this point alone. Please give a round of applause for your spouses and significant others and family and friends and faculty and staff who have supported you on this very important journey in your life. You've earned an award that signifies your educational and intellectual accomplishments, and it really is up to you where this will lead. Gandhi said that the future depends on what you do today. Believe in your dreams, and you'll find your place, and you'll find your voice. And as you prepare to embark on this next phase of your life, know that you now join more than 25,000 MCC graduates, and I encourage you to stay connected. The work that we do here at the college could not be completed without the continued support of our alumni, our volunteers, and some of whom are here today. And I'd like to ask them to stand as I recognize them. Members of the Platform Party, we're joined today by Board of Regents, Higher Education member William McGurk. Also on the platform, we have, besides the faculty, who you all know, we have Jim McDowell, our Dean of Administrative Affairs, Melanie Haber, our Dean of Continuing Education, Dr. Duncan Harris, our Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Tanya Milner-Harley, our Interim Dean of Academic Affairs, Lois Ryan, our College Marshal and Professor of English, Mike Lopez, our representative from the Board of Regents and a proud dad of one of today's graduates. Also joining me on stage is Joelle Murchison, our commencement speaker, and Albert Kim, our Excellence in Teaching Award winner. But most importantly, we have several accomplished students on stage. Marjorie Booker, Blenda Church, Stephanie Delgado. Are they standing when I call their names? Good. Kristen Delzell, Molly Goslin, Anthony Rosati, and Raymond Russell. And I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize that not only sitting on stage, but also in our overflow rooms are truly outstanding faculty and staff, and many of our guests and some of our students. The people who lead and develop the development and innovation in teaching and learning and support services that provide the knowledge and skills that you will need for your future. Will the faculty and staff members please rise to be recognized? Thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge the many people who, through their efforts and hard work, have organized the commencement celebration this evening, and I know that many of you, if not all of you, are disappointed in Mother Nature. It's this entire community that enables us to provide an environment at the college that's open, responsive to change, and that demands excellence. One more round of applause for all of the individuals in your life and for yourselves for your dedication, their dedication, and the service to the college that makes this a very special place. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Regent Bill McGurk from the Board of Regents for Higher Education. Regent McGurk.
Thank you, President Gina. You can't tell about the weather. Can't control Mother Nature. Hi, I'm Bill McGurk. Good evening. I'm proud to serve on the Board of Regents, and on behalf of my fellow Regents, I bring greetings and best wishes on this special occasion. We sincerely want our students to succeed. I join with President Glickman, the distinguished platform party, and your commencement speaker in offering sincere congratulations on achieving this significant milestone. Your goal, to earn a degree or certificate. Well done. May I extend a special welcome and thanks to your commencement speaker, Joelle Murchison, Associate Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer at the University of Connecticut, for her role in making this a memorable and motivating event for the graduates, families, and guests. Hey, are you giving individual or collective sighs of relief now that graduation day is here? Don't. Today is titled Commencement for a reason. It's defined as the act or time of a beginning. Thanks to Manchester, you've acquired tools, contacts, work and study habits, hopefully, to move ahead with your life. All you have to do is use them. Your future is up to you. Collectively, your future, the future of your community, your state, your country, your family, is up to you. And while we're talking, don't forget to thank all those who helped you get here, financially, academically, socially, or even a nudge given to move in the right direction. I've had a few of those. This help may have come from family, spouse, partner, teacher, mentor, friend. Don't put this off. Please give sincere thanks before the sun sets twice. This is Thursday. It's going to be about 8:15. Friday, Saturday. I'll give you the weekend. Give that thanks. Can we count on you? I couldn't hear you. Can we count on you? Thanks for listening. I got a special honor tonight. Present an honorary degree. Tonight we honor local businessman and philanthropist Barry Kelly. For the past 35 years, Barry Kelly has served our local regions with their technology needs through his role at Kelser Corporation. In 2010, he became president and CEO, and in 2011 founded the Kelser Foundation, which to date has contributed nearly $1 million in addition to food, clothing, time, and other goods to worthy causes. Manchester Community College is just one of those beneficiaries, having received more than 300 pounds of food for the food pantry donated by his staff, and a 4-year commitment to fund a networking computer lab that will support a new cybersecurity program. Additionally, the Kelser Corporation has served as the honorary chair of the Evening of Fine Wines. That's an event that helps fund the many student scholarships we award each year. It's for this philanthropic work and commitment to the community that we honor Barry tonight. Unfortunately, Barry cannot be with us due to a scheduling conflict, but he will be receiving his honorary degree at a special ceremony here in June. Here it is. By virtue of the authority vested in me, the Connecticut Board of Regents for Higher Education concurring, I confer upon you the degree of Associate in Humane Letters, honoris causa, and invest you with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Thank you very much.
Tonight I have the honor, in place of David Blackwell, who is the chair of our Regional Advisory Council, to present to Marjorie Booker, who I'm going to ask to please join me at the podium, the Regional Advisory Council Award. faux pas here. Marjorie Booker has truly made the best time for herself at MCC, from the numerous scholarships and awards she's won to the leadership role that she's played with Phi Theta Kappa. Marjorie's been a leader and a role model to other students on our campus. And on behalf of the Regional Advisory Council, it's my pleasure to present the Regional Advisory Council Award for 2017 to Marjorie Booker. All right, we're going to stand here, so Ann. And now I'm going to ask Stephanie Delgado to please join me at the podium for the President's Student Award. As in previous years, a committee from the college received nominations and recommended to me a student who has shown unusual perseverance in spite of difficulties, obstacles, and challenges. Stephanie has not let her personal health issues derail her from achieving her dreams. Having returned to MCC in spring 2014, Stephanie worked tirelessly toward her degree and sharing the stage with us today, despite just having had surgery again in late March. Through all of her obstacles, she's remained selfless, reaching out to others, providing support whenever and wherever she could. It's an honor to be presenting the 2017 President's Student Award to Stephanie Delgado. Please join me in congratulating Stephanie on all of her accomplishments. Earlier this evening, Regent McGurk and I had the honor of awarding the Board of Regents medallions for academic excellence. These medallions are awarded at each of the 12 community colleges to graduating students who have earned a perfect 4.0 grade point average. The students being honored today have earned an A in every course, and of course, we're very proud of them. Would the following students please rise to be recognized? Belinda Church, Kristen Dalzell, Molly Goslin, Anthony Rosati, and Raymond Russell. And now I'd like to ask Dr. Milner Harley to join me at the podium.
Good evening. I will be introducing the salutatorian and valedictorian of the class of 2017. Anthony Joseph Rosati is a resident of Vernon who began his career at MCC in the fall of 2013 in the Accounting and Business Administration program. He is a graduate of Palmer High School and will continue his education after graduation to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree in Human Resource Management. Anthony's favorite class was English 101 with instructor Maria Price. Anthony says Instructor Price challenged him with the paper assignments he had in class and made the class enjoyable. He thanks MCC for providing a good education and his fiance for standing beside him. His advice for current students is to keep pursuing their goal. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2017 salutatorian, Anthony Rosati. Next, our valedictorian. Belinda Francis Church is a resident of Tolland who began her career at MCC in the fall of 2014 in the General Studies Allied Health Program. She is a graduate of Tolland High School. Blinda's goal is to become a successful radiation therapist and the go-to person in a radiation department. She has already secured employment. Her favorite professor was Nora Uricchio because she encouraged students to grow in their own way, and she taught to every student's strength. Blinda thanks Professor Uricchio and her family during her journey here at MCC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 2017 valedictorian, Blinda Francis Church.
Hello. Okay. My name is Blinda Church, and I'm very excited to be here with all of you today. I'm standing here representing each and every one of you. I have learned many things here at MCC. I'm graduating today with a degree in radiation therapy. For the past 3 years, I have learned about the bodily systems. I have learned about the physics of an X-ray tube. I have learned about the causes of cancer. I have learned that mammographies are important, but most importantly, I have learned that I can make a difference to any patient. I would like to share with you a quote that describes how I feel. This comes from Sheryl Sandberg. She's a chief operating officer at Facebook, so I thought it was pertinent. And this comes from Harvard's 2014 commencement. There is no straight path from your seat today to where you are going. Don't try to draw that line. You will not just get it wrong. You will miss big opportunities, and I mean big. Careers are not ladders. Those days are long gone, but jungle gyms. Don't move up. Don't just move up and down. Don't just look up. Look backwards, sideways, around corners. Your career and your life will have starts and stops and zigs and zags. Don't stress out about the white space, the path you can't draw, because therein lies both the surprises and the opportunities. End quote. I have learned that life is not like a ladder, not just a straight path. Having just turned 30, and especially now as a return to college student, I have realized that I have zigged and zagged. Most of the time I have moved forward, but sometimes moving backwards. Having experienced the start and stop motion of graduating with my bachelor's degree and trying out a few different career paths, from being a legal assistant to human resources to waitressing to fitness instructing, I now see that it has all led me to an opportunity to go back to school, and I can now find myself in a career that I find truly fulfilling as a radiation therapist. I have learned that it is from these backwards and sideways movements that we gain our strength. What we have achieved is remarkable, and we need to always remember what it took to finish our degrees. Everything that you and I have accomplished is the source of strength that will propel us up any mountain. This is for all the nights we stayed up until 2 a.m. writing that paper that we put off for weeks. This is for all those weekend shifts that you picked up at work, even though you had an exam on Monday. This is for all those times that you set an alarm at 5:30, 5:35, and 5:40, because you weren't sure you'd be able to get out of the bed before the sun was up. This is for all those late night workouts at the 24-hour gym because you accidentally ate an entire box of Oreos while studying. But most of all, this is for all of you. You have all worked very hard to get to where you are today. In conclusion, yes, I've also learned that just when you think people stop paying attention, you should say in conclusion. So, in conclusion, congratulations on all that you have achieved and all of your sacrifices you have made in order for this day to come true. The next time you are facing an obstacle, don't be afraid to draw strength from this experience. And remember, don't be afraid to play on that jungle gym. Thank you. Okay, so now we are going to pass the lamp. This lamp that has been passed to me symbolizes the search of knowledge that each of us as students embarks upon when we first enter MCC. Today, I pass this lamp to Professor Kim so that the faculty and the staff here at MCC may continue the circle of learning for years to come.
Thank you, Blenda. I'm glad you learned something in public speaking, too. The faculty and staff here at MCC are proud to keep the lamp of learning burning year after year so that future students may have the same experience that you did on your own academic journey.
I have the pleasure today of introducing both the commencement speaker and we have a special guest tonight, Senator Blumenthal.
I am really honored and so excited to be here tonight, having literally gotten off a plane about a little more than 30 minutes ago. And if there were not traffic getting here, I would have been on time, so I want to first of all offer my apologies. But I wanted to be here, to be with you, to be with your faculty and friends and loved ones, and first of all, I want to congratulate the class of 2017. Good work. You have done really great at Manchester Community College. I know you're going to do great in the world to come. And I want to thank your family and loved ones, the faculty of this wonderful institution, one of the great American education success stories. And I want to confess that this morning I reset my own alarm from 4:45 to 4:50 and then 5 o'clock. But it's been a long time since I ate a full box of Oreos. Washington, though, will do it to you. Let me just say, if I could take this picture with me to Washington, it would show a lot of people how determination, hard work, engagement, and a desire to give back can make for success. You are to be congratulated not just for your academic achievements, but what you've done together as a community. And whenever I've visited this great school, I've always felt that sense of community, and it has inspired me to work even harder to make sure that all education, all higher education, is debt-free, and that all public education is tuition-free. That ought to be our goal. That's what we need to fight for, and I can pledge to you, with your example of achievement in mind, I'm going to continue to fight for tuition-free public education for Connecticut and around the country. And just one small piece of advice, as one who has just literally gotten off a plane. Remember how precious every moment, every day is. I know that the world seems endless ahead in time, but it tends to become more limited with each day. And so remember the old adage that this day is not refundable. And never wait to have fun. I know from the laughter some of you live that every day, but all of you should. And if I can ever help any of you as you make your way toward success, please don't hesitate to let me know. Come visit me in Washington. I need friendly faces. God bless you, and God bless our great country. Thank you.
One of the great leaders. I want to thank Professor Kim and Belinda and congratulate all of our student award winners. Joelle Murchison joins us today from the University of Connecticut, where she serves as the Associate Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer. Prior to joining Connecticut, Joelle was the Vice President of Enterprise Diversity and Inclusion at the Travelers Company. She's a lifetime member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority and has served 2 terms on the Board of Directors for Leadership Greater Hartford. And she most recently was awarded the Hall of Fame Award for the Women in Business Summit. She holds a baccalaureate degree in public policy and educational studies from Brown University, a master's degree in education from Harvard University's Graduate School of Education, and a Master of Science degree in communication management from Syracuse University. It's my distinct honor to welcome Joelle to deliver the 2017 Commencement Address.
To President Glickman, Regent McGurk, all of the faculty and staff gathered here, the family and friends, and most importantly to all of you, the class of 2017. You know, Senator Blumenthal said to have as much fun as you can, so get ready, we're gonna have fun. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to have been asked to speak at this, the 53rd commencement exercises of Manchester Community College. I'd like to thank President Glickman and my dear friend, Dean Dr. Duncan Harris, and a UConn alumnus for the invitation. I would also like to thank my family and my colleagues who have joined me today for this very important occasion in the lives of so many of you, one of whom is one of your fellow Cougars, my colleague Jennifer McCartney Burkhart, who is a graduate of this very institution, and I'm very proud to have her working alongside me at the University of Connecticut. 10 months ago, I took a risk and left a great position in a private sector organization to follow my passion back to higher education as the Chief Diversity Officer at UConn. Working with individuals to achieve their highest potential is indeed one of my life's passions. There is nothing more encouraging and motivating than to see all of that possibility and excitement on someone's face as they begin to explore and dream just what their future opportunities can be. I see that possibility among so many of you this evening as we watched you process in, and those of you who are in the overflow rooms, I'm sure that you had the same look of possibility as you were trying to determine exactly where you would be seated in order to graduate. But I congratulate you on your willingness to be adaptable as you do recognize that this is a very extraordinary moment in your life. Not to be cliche, but today is indeed the first day of the rest of your life. Shortly, you will walk across this stage into a new reality. You will hold a degree that holds the key to the achievement of your next level possibility. For some of you, it will propel you into further study toward a bachelor's degree. How many of you are coming to UConn? All right, I'll be looking for you. Go Huskies. For others, it will be your ticket to expanded employment opportunities, and for others still, it will stand as a representation of the mastery of a skill. I'm reminded, as others have shared, that you do not stand alone at the cusp of this new reality. You stand collectively with just about 900 other graduates, many of whom you likely don't know, but who you will be forever connected to. Your classmates with whom you've shared experiences leading up to and including this day. You stand with your faculty and administrators who've been tasked with offering you knowledge and support throughout your time at MCC. And most importantly, you stand with your families, friends, and coworkers who have encouraged you. In fact, they may be the very reason that you are here. It might be you, however, who inspire them to do better, strive harder, and be greater. I know that is what my children do for me. Several weeks ago, when President Glickman and I spoke and decided upon the topic that I would speak about today, the topic we chose was building connections, building a future. I planned to talk to you about the importance of connections and not what feels like artificial networking, but rather deep and intentional and authentic connections. My hope was to share with you some examples of relationship building born out of connections that have served me over a lifetime. But as I was preparing, I got caught up in the moment. The month of May is one that has always been one of my favorite times of the year. It's known for flowers, which unfortunately means lots of pollen, though on one bright note, with the rain today, it did wash away the pollen. So for those allergy sufferers in the audience, you probably are somewhat grateful. May also brings us Mother's Day, proms, graduations, just like this one. And it is quite appropriate, as Regent McGurk indicated, that commencements occur in the spring, which is symbolized by new growth, renewal, a fresh start, a new beginning. Commencement is a very important time in the life of the academic calendar because, as you learned earlier, instead of finding the word an ending when you search the word commencement, you actually will find that commencement means to begin. I love this time of year, the pomp and circumstance. The bagpipes added an amazing moment to this ceremony today. The academic regalia, it's truly something to behold. For those of you who graduated, or those of us who graduated before you, it is a reminder of the hours spent, the books read, the assignments completed, maybe even the doors that were opened because of this degree. They likely recall their graduation as a new beginning. I'm sure so many of you are glad that you've arrived at this day. Getting here meant many sacrifices, late nights, early mornings, family events missed, long days at work, lots of coffee. There's clearly no accident that both Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks are only a stone's throw down the street. Money spent on daycare instead of fun, and the list goes on and on. And your paths have likely, as your valedictorian shared, been very different. Some straight, some roundabout, some zigzag, some a little bit crooked. But now that you are here, that is all that matters. You're finally done, right? Well, no, because as the word commencement indicates, you, my friends, are only beginning. Over the last 10 years, I've learned a great deal more about education than I ever realized. As that kid who had perfect attendance and loved school, the lessons I learned have changed my life and my outlook on the importance of education. The first lesson, now as a parent, was that everyone does not learn the same. And yet, in many cases, our primary and secondary schools are designed to function in just that way, assuming that we all, in fact, do learn the same. My daughter, who just this year as an 8th grader was diagnosed as dyslexic, struggled for years before that revelation was made. I watched her confidence challenged. I watched her become acutely aware of the fact that she learned differently than most of her classmates, that it often took her more time than others. She was fortunate in 7th grade to encounter a teacher who acknowledged her strengths as a visual learner and allowed her to express herself and blossom in that fashion. But as a parent, it was also difficult to explain to her that likely her education for the next several years would be in a system that did not take her difference into consideration. And that was one of the hardest things I've had to do. Some of you may be able to relate. Interestingly enough, it is not until you get to post-secondary education that you actually gain a bit of flexibility to direct your learning. You can then decide what you'd like to learn to some extent, where and how you will do it. And all of you took that opportunity head on by enrolling at MCC and getting to this point. I'm not sure that all of you are aware, but community colleges are actually a U.S. phenomenon. They were initially the brainchild of several different states, including our neighbor to the north, Massachusetts, who needed a mechanism to train their teachers. Community colleges have evolved over time, from normal schools to junior colleges, from two-year institutions with a liberal arts focus intended as a pit stop on the way to a traditional baccalaureate degree, to institutions who have answered the call to support the development of a much-needed labor force. Today, they are a hybrid of both. On its website, MCC asserts that it serves both first-time and returning students who already hold other degrees by providing workforce training, skills enhancement, special advanced certifications, or retraining in a new field. For some of you, MCC provided the space for you to dip a toe into the vast ocean that is higher education, or maybe even explore something that you never had. Maybe you needed to prove to yourself that you could do it. Maybe it was convenient because of its proximity. Maybe this education was a dream of your parents, your spouse or significant other, your partner, or friends that you pursue higher education. And tonight, you are preparing to make that dream come true. For others, your story might be that you're looking for the next step on your job or to make a transition from a job to a career. The other lesson I learned is that though education is considered to be the pathway to the American dream, for many who do not have the means, it becomes, like Langston Hughes wrote, a dream deferred. Many of you know that story all too well. Maybe it took you a couple of starts, a few credits here, a few credits there, some time off. Maybe it just got too difficult to balance home and work and school. Maybe the tuition money was needed for other responsibilities. Maybe the financial aid had run out. Maybe you needed to take care of your child, your parent or sibling, or maybe the timing just wasn't right. Only 32% of the students here at MCC are actually full-time, which means that the overwhelming majority of you here are balancing many, many things: work, home, school, and did not allow that balance or that juggling act to deter you. And MCC stepped up to the plate and filled the void that you needed. It made getting a post-secondary education possible, and instead of a dream deferred, tonight your dreams are realized. That, my friends, is what makes today extra special. You did it. You persevered. You have smashed down barriers that many others have been deterred by. You faced your fears head on. You proved those who didn't think you could do it wrong. And boy, is that an amazing feeling. The many different paths that led you to this day are what make you strong. And it's that shared experience that will keep you all connected. To learn the stories of your classmates that either confirm or change your concept of what this world is about is also what this experience is about. You spent at least 2 or more years in and around this wonderful environment with classmates of all ages, races, ethnicities, gender, religion, sexual orientation, shape, and size. With classmates who speak different languages, with classmates who have children and those who don't, with classmates who work and those who don't. Here at MCC, the average age is 25. 54% of the student body are women, and almost half of the credit students are from underrepresented racial and ethnic groups. This broad diversity that you have experienced is simply a microcosm of what you will face as you head out into your new beginning. You are indeed building a future, building a life that can change the outcomes not just for you, but for your family and friends. And so, as we talk a little bit about connections, I want to now share with you what I learned when I typed into Google, because you know we all depend on Google, 2 things today. The first thing that I typed into Google today was, Google, what is the benefit of having rain on your graduation day? Because I was confident that Google or Echo or someone would have an answer for me. Unfortunately, to date, there is no answer for that. They only had the benefits of having your wedding day be rained out. So the thing that we can learn from that, however, is that certainly after the rain or after a storm, there is a rainbow. And so the rainbow symbolizes the connections that you all will make as a class and as you move into your future. What connections have you made here? What connections have you made on your job or in the community that are important to you? What have you learned that will stay with you as you determine your career from this point forward? Are there faculty or staff that you're connected to and that will be important in helping you as you move into the next phase of your life? Are there fellow classmates or other students who you're connected to who will help you to find the way? Every single job that I've had, I have gotten as a result of a connection that I have made. I've never searched the internet, signed up with a job board, or ever walked the halls of a career fair other than as an employer. As far back as my days as an undergraduate, I took my fate into my own hands and remember walking into the music department to ask if they needed any clerical student workers. You see, I was extremely motivated by the fact that I did not want to work in the cafeteria, and so I made it my business to find an alternative. I walked in, I asked the question, and about a week later, the secretary called me to say that yes, they did need a student worker. When I graduated from graduate school, the positions I applied for were no longer available to me. You see, the US government had actually undergone a shutdown, which we heard some fears about within the last month or so. As a result, I had to refocus and think about what I could do to be able to earn a living after completing a master's degree. In an offhand conversation with a friend, I was introduced to the opportunity that ultimately brought me to Connecticut more than 20 years ago. With each career move, I gained new connections, simply as a result of sharing with trusted colleagues what I wanted to do. Opportunities abounded. Being authentic about what I wanted to do allowed my friends and colleagues to keep me top of mind so that when they heard of new opportunities, I was the one they thought of. As time moved on, it became apparent to me that the 6 degrees of separation that is widely embraced became more like 3 degrees of separation in my world. And those of you who live and are from this area in Connecticut certainly know that to be true. This is a very small community. It seemed that everyone knew someone who I either needed to know or wanted to know. In the meantime, I continued to be authentically me, doing my best, staying true to my passion, learning as much as I could, and most importantly, sharing my gifts and talents with others. The reality is even the fact that I stand before you tonight is the result of connections that I have made over time. MCC has given you the tools that you need to ensure that your connections are robust. You've been in any number of classes with students who are both like and different than you. And because we all as humans have similarity bias, meaning we like to be with people who are like us, it does take some work to be intentional, to reach out and build those very important strategic and long-lasting connections which will lead to success for you as you begin anew and take this world by storm. But don't be fooled, because it is not easy. Authenticity is real and it requires work. It's not just about what someone or some organization can give you, but it's also about what you can give. In order to make authentic connections, you must not just give, but also, you must not also just receive, you must give. Building connections with others is critical as you charge out into the world with this new degree in hand. We make the assumption that everyone understands just what this degree means, but your milestones are only yours until you share them with someone else. And you'll be surprised at what you can learn when you simply take the first step to build a new connection. So while there will certainly be the urge to relax after tonight, now that you have achieved this milestone, now is not the time to do so. I think you've heard that a couple of times. Be vigilant, stay hungry, and do the work. Walk proudly in recognition of all that you've accomplished, but don't forget to extend a hand to help someone else along with you. You also need to be good stewards of the connections that you have built or will build, because you never know when you will need them, or they will need you. Be true to yourself, and most importantly, truthful with others. Bad news has a way of traveling fast, and you don't need any reason for someone to not connect with you because you did not protect your brand. Find ways to stay connected with your classmates, the faculty here, your coworkers and friends. Leverage social media like Facebook and LinkedIn to stay on top of career moves and to keep track of your own. And in spite of how helpful technology is, never underestimate the power of face-to-face connections. Make time for people, and people will in turn make time for you. If you take nothing away from this speech tonight, know this: you are the author of this book of life that you are writing. Your road, like mine, is uniquely yours. You, like me, likely have supporting characters, both protagonists and antagonists. We also know them as the haters. But you now are unstoppable. You have the power to dictate where you will go from this point forward. You have chosen to begin again. Yes, you have this degree in your hand, but don't forget the dream still to be realized in your heart. It is up to you to write that next chapter. You already know it is never too late to begin again, so go out there and do it. Remember that just because something good comes to an end, it does not mean that something better won't begin. This chapter at MCC is now closed, or at least it will be, as soon as you move that tassel over tonight. But something better is coming. My friends, commence to maintain those connections. Commence to believe that you can do more than you ever imagined. Look where you are now. Commence your next chapter with no fear. Commence that new opportunity, that new relationship, that new idea, that new vision. Commence, begin to see yourself better than ever before. Commence, begin today to do something different, to leverage your connections. Don't be afraid. Just be genuine and authentically you. Commence, well, actually continue to learn, whether in a formalized academic setting or through reading, and I don't just mean Facebook, and staying on top of what's going on in your town, your city, our country, and this world. We are all depending on you to begin once again, to enhance dialogue, to help us talk across the aisle, to learn about issues and attack the issues, not the people, to begin to embrace each and every graduate here for the unique perspectives and experiences that they bring. So connect before you depart tonight. Stay in touch with MCC. I'm sure the Alumni and Advancement Office is willing to make sure you make that connection. Connect to the alumni of this great institution, for they have much to offer. Connect with your community. We all need you. Reconnect with your families and friends, because yes, you are done, at least for now. Your determination to get to tonight gives each and every one of us hope. Your accomplishments make us exceedingly proud, and your dreams are yet to be realized. Congratulations, class of 2017. Your best is yet to come.
Wow. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to invite Dr. Milner-Harley to present the candidates for certificates and degrees.
President Glickman, I am pleased and honored to present to you candidates for certificates candidates for the Associate in Arts degree, and candidates for the Associate in Science degree. Candidates wearing gold cords have earned a 3.9 or higher cumulative grade point average out of a possible 4.0. Would these graduates stand to be recognized? Graduates wearing silver cords are members of MCC's Honors College. Candidates wearing gold stoles are members in good standing of Phi Theta Kappa, the International Honor Society for Associate Degree Colleges that is committed to scholarship, leadership, fellowship, and community service. To be inducted into Phi Theta Kappa, a student must earn a 3.5 cumulative grade point average out of a possible 4.0. Would all Phi Theta Kappa graduates please stand to be recognized? Candidates will come forward by program and be introduced by MCC faculty. Please try your best, and I know it's a very exciting time, to hold your applause until all degrees and certificates have been presented. Degrees will be officially conferred by President Glickman. Graduates, please be seated until you're escorted to the stage. Where is Merdad? Professor Merdad Faizi will present the certificate programs.
Thank you. Good evening. Please note that not all graduates are present tonight. And if you see a name twice in the book, the graduate has chosen to be in the line that they have chosen. Certificate in Business Office Technology, Medical Insurance Specialist, Atiya Javed. Usha Mystery. Sandra Samad. Certificate in Computer-Aided Manufacturing, Timothy Mills. Maftuna Rakimova. Dental Assistant, Alyssa Dederer. Leonie Dougal. Casey Dewar. Haley Feingold. Christina Hawk. Caitlin Maris. Kristen Perkowski. Marin Thomas. Certificate Professional Baker, Amy Davis. Gerla Desette. Lauren Gagnon. Certificate in Therapeutic Recreation, Shirley Hallberg. Emily Miller. Congratulations.
Professor Martin Hart will present the next degrees.
Good evening, I'm Professor Martin Hart. I will be first presenting to you those receiving the degree in Accounting Associates, beginning with Yvonne G. Marino, followed by Sarah Heck, next, I will be announcing those receiving the degree of Accounting and Business Administration Transfer, beginning with our salutatorian, Anthony Rosati. And also 4.0 gold medallion winner, Kristen Taylor Delzell. Also 4.0 gold medallion award winner, Molly Goslin. Continuing with Accounting and Business Administration Transfer Associates, Ebenezer Adu Mreku. Amber Alexander. Laura Alvarez. Caitlin Anderson. Anna Kalan. Samantha Davis. Hazel Dickerson. Awa Jop. Joseph Downer. Greta Havens. Viet Wong. Samima Miriam. Janina Martinez. Michael Master Angeli. Stacy Maggie. Helen Menshaw. Christopher Miles. Samantha Amber Mills McLean. Benjamin Mokulas. Lorne Eves Molina. Jacqueline Novak. Kina Olen. Michael Rucker. Laurel Ann Stone. Jamie Vivar. Rebecca Webb. Next, I'll be presenting those for bachelor's and associates in business administration. John Polk. And next for the bachelor, getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Sorry about that. We have great expectations. Regrouping, we're going to continue on with the associates in the entrepreneurship option, beginning with Caitlin Bryce, Carl Jerome Golden Jr., Matthew Kelly, Anika Robbins, Emily Sumad, Byram Tamri. And now for the marketing associates, William Freeman and Philip Hilton.
Our next presenter is Professor Stacy Batone.
Sukita Baharali.
Lisa Buckland. Alicia Colazzo. Jill Pepin. Jessica Perez Ramos. An Tu Pham. Anel Finn. Amana Kadir. Patricia Viho.
Our next presenter is Stephanie Davis.
It is my privilege to present the Associates in Science degree in Communication to Rosalie Boyden. Oh, okay. Danae Christofferson. Sarah Greco. Faisal Khan. Megan McFadden. Sarah Moss. Justin Sokola. And Brian Washington.
Our next presenter will be Professor Stephen Moore.
The first candidate is an Associate in Science and Computer Engineering Technology, Robert Salima.
Our next presenter is Professor Edward Hogan.
Thank you. Brandon Michael Capello. Christopher Rakowski. And Andrew Sheff.
Professor Stephen Moore will return to the podium.
The next candidates are for Associate Science and Computer Networking Technology, William Chong. Matthew Hale. Abdul Raham Eliusha. James Luther. Anthony Pizzetti. The next is candidate for Associate in Science and Computer Programming Technology, Robert Jewell. The next is for Associate in Science and Computer Technology, Austin Casey. And Taj Herman.
Our next presenter is Professor Catherine Kleiss.
I'll be presenting candidates for the Associate Degree in Science in Criminal Justice. Julisse Acevedo. Sarah Boterney. Ray Bilodeau. Kaylee Chansky. Corey Clark. Alexandra Condor. Thomas Quinn Delaney. Sean Dockery. Stephen Dowdy. Dominique Gallup. Christopher Gianfrido. Janisa Gonzalez. Crystal Gordon Williams. Latoya Johnson. Kashay Kenton. Jamie Kessler. Kyle Leach. Shantez Miller. Coral Ortiz. Ariel Albrecht. Oren Schlentz. Matthew Stevenson. Courtney Sweet. Zachary Waslak. Tashane Walters. Kalia Williams Ruff. Lydia Zabulis. Paul Zabulis. Aisa D. Amor. Marjorie Booker. Stephanie Delgado.
Our next presenter is Professor Ricardo Aragon.
Catherine Delgazo. Allison Gui. Kyle Hamilton. Connor El Jefe Shaw. Alex Keller. Benjamin Husin. Megan Elizabeth Lopez. Patrick Mix. Janet Osorio. Colin O'Grady Quinn. And Wee Che Jen.
Our next presenter is Dr. Nicole Esposito.
I will be presenting the candidates for Associate in Science degree in Disability Specialist and SLPA option. Chelsea Bertucci, I'm sorry, Chelsea. Nyleeve Cologne. Deborah Walker Green. Sharon Kimball. Alexandra Kolakowski. Janice D. Mahoney. Renisha Martin. Angie Martinez. Raymond Neal Russell. Denise Sr.
Our next presenter is Professor Barbara Fox.
Good evening. My candidates will be in the associate degree for the Drug and Alcohol Recovery Counselor Program, better known as DARC. First is David Brodacki Magnan. Sorry. Timothy Coble. Susan Coco. Sarah Safai. Remember to look up, guys. Mitzi Kelly. Marian Larasuente. Yaritza Montalvo. Mariah Mora. Floyd Pauling. Jacqueline Rodriguez. Krista Smith. Michelle Swanson. Jose Velez.
Our next presenter is Professor Susan Van Ness.
I have the wonderful honor of presenting to you some future teachers in the field of early childhood education. Kate Balletto. Jennifer Page Bryan. Tima Comancho. Abigail Centeno. Alyssa Chevrette. Emily Fletcher. Michelle Henry. Rachel Kelly. Brianna Lignani. Samantha Lombardo. Courtney Mansfield. Glorious Manafee. Emily Missoura. Jami Pereira Gonzalez. Quinita Pogue. Brittany Shillington. Ashley Weatherby. And Alyssa Williams.
Our next presenter is Professor Stephen Moore.
I'd like to present the candidates for Associate of Science and Engineering Science. Mark Adante. Nicholas Ayers. Sri John Banjara. Zachary Hazard. Lars Johnson. Seth Jennings. Sahil Rentia. Brenna Robertson. Alondro Robles. Fernanda Salante.
Our next presenter is Professor Ann Hadley.
For Associate in Science in Environmental Science, I am proud to present Kelsey Bell.
Our next presenter is Professor Catherine Kern.
For Food Service Management, Brian Freeman. Chantel Myers.
Our next presenter is Professor Angelo Masori.
Alexander Ainswain. Jessica Alba. Jorge Aponte. Maria Arroyo. Alicia Barrett. James Borman. Caitlin Boulay. Ben Kaplinger. John Jeffrey Clay. Antoinette Colley. Ashley Carrasquillo. Sarah Chaser. Tahara Davis. Jadea DePisa. Richard Ilsang Chang. Jessica DeFilippo. Sonia Diaz. Ashley Dunstan. Tyler Edwards. Jacob Gavlak. Heidi Godin. Brian Gonzalez. Daniel Gonzalez. Tanae Gray. Matthew Hallett. Chardell Hawley Davis. Nakia Herbert. Caroline Hutu. Kadesh James. Matthew Kerstetter. Christina Kibbe. Eric Clone. Alicia LeBlanc. Lalania Lebrun.
Our next presenter is Professor Lucy Hurston.
Deborah McNeil. Jennifer Elizabeth Malik. Dylan Matusik. Olivia McCormick. Sharisa Marie McDonald. Nicole Elizabeth Michaels. Audie Murphy. Christine Nadvornik Moreland. Alexandra Ortiq. Nicole Everett. Katrina Parker. Lauren Peoples. Rachel Paris. Leda Ramos. Jahira Phillips Williams. Sarah Piscatelli. Malika Corpus Acevedo. Ivy Rye. Shireen Reed. Tony Santillos. Brittany Schwab. Jessica Reed. Max Schwelter. Bayonet Solange Santa Cruz. Austin Schmartz. David W. Schultz. Mary Shane. Marshall Sharif. Callie Mae Simler. Tatiana Smith. Christopher Tavernis. Sally Taylor. Cindy Thompson. Victoria Monet Thompson. Christine Torres Sutherland. Jonathan Torres. Kaylee Vale. Clarissa Valentine. Faith Van Achterberg. Julia White. Lisa Wilson. Rosa Rivas. Joshua Warner.
Our next presenter is Professor Maura O'Connor.
I'm pleased to present the candidates for the Associate in Science degree in Graphic Design. Alicia Besner. Kyle Oland. Cassandra Poventude. Giovanni Ramirez.
Our next presenter is Professor Allison McKenzie.
I'm proud to present the graduates in Health and Exercise Science. Jordan Bastian. Monica Couar. Brian Parker. Melissa Reedy. Meg Viklinitz.
Our next presenter is Professor William Williams III.
I am pleased to announce the candidate for an Associate of Science in Hotel and Tourism Management, Robert David Bates.
Our next presenter is Professor Jonathan Morris.
Associate's degree in science, liberal arts and science. First student, Mausi Imelda Arunategi. Manur Aslam. Alexander Brahm. Serena Deary. Alicia Duffy. Jalen Esterling. Aaron Fitzgerald. Olivia Francoline. Marlon Gonzalez. Esma Mohammed Kamara. Brendan Kelly. Rochelle Kurth. Than Thuy Lee. Nicole Nowinski. Christina Pai. Brennan Shipak. Danielle Snyder. Roderick Wilson Jr. Susanna Young.
Our next presenter is Professor Susan Barzattini. No? Okay. Our next presenter is Dr. James Gentile.
I am presenting the degree of Associate in Arts and Liberal Arts and Science. Diana Bellevue. Gregory Bliss. Emma Candeeb. Brianna Flint. Zachary Garrett. Michaela Gorski. Katya Hernandez. Olivia Jablonski. Michelle Kidd. Connor Mazer. Kyle Odom. Dana Meyer. Liliana Polay. Listanish Ramos. Anna Marie Rivera. Deanna Skolsky. Dominica Stewart. Mackenzie Ulich. Alexis Webb. Ryan Eric Werner. Alethea Woodrum. Kimberly Iratia. And Quincy Walker.
Our next presenter is Professor Susan Barzattini.
It's my pleasure to present the candidates for the Associate in Science in Management Information Systems. Brandon Gooman. Shauna K. Sweeney.
Our next presenter is Professor Mirdad Faizi.
A late edition certificate in computer-aided drafting, Jonathan Harrington. Associate Science in Manufacturing Engineering Technology / Science, Adam Berry. David Grace. Peter Shemansik. Christian Smutnik. Brandon Truman.
Our next presenter is Professor Maggie Moriarty.
The candidates for Associate in Science Occupational Therapy Assistant, Michelle Camelucci. Laura Lynn Daly. Irene Darko. Kayanne Good. Maureen Delgaudio. Tara B. Esposito. Bianca Fontana. Carrie Jacobs. Danielle O'Connell. Cassidy Patton. Aaron Perracchio. Emily Powden. Khadijah Scarborough. And Sarah Shea.
Our next presenter is Professor Mary Holland.
On behalf of Professor Boyle and myself, congratulations to all of the paralegal associate degree and certificate graduates. Jonathan Devon. Yelena Kruzhalova. Cynthia Montano. Shernette Roach. Amy Scheibenflug. Dinah Sylvain Bissette. Linda Harris Neckles. And Judy Reed.
Our next presenter is Professor Susan Morrison.
The radiologic science program is divided into two majors. I will be presenting the graduates in radiologic technology, and Nora Uricchio will present the graduates in radiation therapy. It's my pleasure to introduce Stephen Levine, Dana Noonan, Casey Capo de Casa, Aubrey Hoyt, Kristen Mary Callahan, Nicole Aston. My great pleasure to introduce Celia A. Mora, Shannon Albani, Sarah Elizabeth Dwyer, Andrew Hannon, Tawanga Saka, and Brianna Burcume.
Presenting the candidates for the radiation therapy program, Valedictorian Blenda Church. Sonia LeBron. Jessica Mullaney. Caitlin Remillard. Jennifer Regano. And Stephen Wallen.
Our next presenter is Professor Nancy LaRoche-Shovak.
It's my pleasure to introduce the candidates from the respiratory care program. Maizari Avila. Kendra Blachai Kumalade. Joseph Lee Carlson cum laude. Leah Dennis magna cum laude. Kirsten Eck. Tariq Francis. Bianca Gardner. Ashley Harvey. Elizabeth Kershaw. Danielle Krupski. Catherine Neisel. Francesca Santiago cum laude. Tomas E. Serrano Jr. cum laude. Hazel Sousa. Danielle Suchalet. Ryan Young.
Our next presenter is Professor Letitia Nielsen.
Hi, I would like to present the candidates for the social service programs. Megan Burrows. Akua Boadu. Lushane Foster. Keisha Hernandez. Brittany Liberman. Elizabeth Smith. And Deborah Denise Sutherland.
Our next presenter is Professor Mirdad Faisi.
I promise this is the last one. Associate Science, Technology Studies, Christopher Parent.
Our next presenter is Professor Nancy LaRoche-Shovak.
It's my pleasure to introduce the candidates for therapeutic rec. Destiny Anise Billingsley. Oliver Cooper. Stephanie Weiss.
Our next presenter is Professor Maura O'Connor.
I know, sorry. It's my pleasure to announce the candidates for degree in the Associate of Arts Multimedia Studies. Pixie Jameson Aguero. Bradley Harris. Timothy Hock. Brittany Love. Justine Rivera.
Our next presenter is Dr. Deborah Simmons.
It is my pleasure to present the candidates for the newly accredited National Music Studies degree program at MCC. Sina Chancellor, Elizabeth Tu, Christopher P. Coase, Jennifer Richard,
Our next presenter is Professor Olivia Chang.
Last but not least, everybody. Last but not least.
It is my great pleasure to present to you the candidates for the Associate in Arts, Visual Fine Arts. Nicole Aspinall. Samantha Fannin. Veronica Greenfield. Patricia Melig. Anna Marie Rivera. And for our candidates receiving an Associate in Arts, Visual Fine Arts Photography, Aaron Burleson. And rounding it out for the graduates of 2017, Stephen Usello.
Madam President, distinguished members of the platform party, faculty, staff, and guests, I have the honor of presenting these candidates for the degrees and certificates to be conferred this evening. Upon the recommendation of the faculty, I present to you the members of the 2017 graduating class who have completed all requirements for the degrees and certificates to be conferred today.
Whoa, it hasn't happened yet.
Thank you, Dr. Milner-Harley. It was very important to me this evening because we do have graduates in overflow rooms, that every single graduate was in this auditorium so that I could continue. So I'm getting a thumbs up. Would the graduating class of 2017 please stand? By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities Board of Regents for Higher Education, I hereby declare the certificates and associates in arts and the associate in science degrees conferred. Would the graduates please move their tassels from right to left? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Manchester Community College class of 2017. Congratulations. I'm going to ask that you remain standing for the recessional. The 53rd commencement exercises of Manchester Community College are hereby adjourned. And please join us for a reception in the Student Center Low Building Lounge following the recessional.